the animal kingdom. It's kill or be killed. And frankly, we're not getting killed.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the number one women's wrestling network on the planet.
Bonjour, you're watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the number one women's wrestling show on the planet. My name is TK Trinidad, and today we have an amazing show, and of course, nothing but amazing guests. She's one half of the powerhouse Animal Instinct, the best in show, the gold standard. Please welcome WoW superhero Goldie Collins. How are you doing?
Oh, I am wonderful. I'm so excited to be here.
The last couple episodes, I believe it's 2 weeks ago, you came on by yourself. And then this week, or last week, Katarina Jinx came on by herself. And it's been a while since we've seen you guys together. You both said on a united front that you guys are going to be coming together this week. I'm not one for drama, but it seemed like there might have been some stuff that was happening in the back end. Can you speak to that, or are we reading too much into it?
Listen, I would love to speak to it because I have no idea where all these rumors began. Frankly, no press is bad press. So if folks want to keep speculating and talking, well, I don't blame them. However, we are still, as you said, a united front. We are bonded as ever. We are remaining loyal. Animal Instinct is forever, dare I say. If anyone has any insight into where these rumors and the speculation began, I mean, the jealousy is just seeping.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say it's speculation, but it's kind of like, okay, well, you guys weren't injured as far as we know. So none of you guys were injured, but then you guys weren't in the same room. It's kind of almost like divorced parents. They just can't be in the same room. There's something going on. That's what it felt like. But,
Completely understand. Yes, I mean, I think looking back, it was a situation where I thought I was being kind by giving my sweet kitty the night off. However, knowing what this would turn into, I regret not saying, hey, come into work. I need you here. But then unfortunately, during her singles match, I was off with my dear Alexander. He had to go win his own competition. And frankly, I was there in spirit and soul and in Animal Instinct brain with my kitty. And we chatted before and after the match. So I was present in that regard, but I couldn't physically be there. So I understand why folks feel the way they do. However, we like to remind you that we are so strong together because we are so strong on our own as well. So it's just one of those things that sort of snowballed into something way bigger than I ever anticipated.
Okay. All right. So officially here it is, guys. There's no drama. They are intact. There has never been an issue. But there is, I wouldn't say an issue coming up, but a match coming up. The Mighty Mites, Sugar and Spice, you guys are having this week. What's the game plan as far as, getting that W?
Yes. You see, this isn't the first or second time. I don't know how many times we've seen these Mighty Mites at this point. But I think that Kitty and I, we've really done our homework. We've broken down what they tend to resort to in matches, and I think we are very prepared to face them. The last time we saw Sugar was not with her original partner, and you saw how that turned out.
Right.
So I think that it will be a nice little spicy, dare I say, return with the Mighty Mites here to see if they as a team can step up to the challenge. But our game plan is, separate them as much as we can, dominate while we are in the ring, and just prove why we are the top of the food chain.
Again, we put the rumors to rest. However, and you both had singles competition. There's a lot of WoW superheroes that are on the roster and that are being added to the roster. Is there anybody that you'd like to get your hands on and have a match with?
Oh, yes. All of these new girls that keep coming in, I am always intrigued and ready to welcome them into the WoW arena. I was new once myself. It feels like just yesterday. So I'm always open to a challenge. Gabriella Cruz has been coming about lately. If she were to grab a tag partner, I'd love for Kitty and I to challenge them at any point, or dare I say they challenge us, because well, yes, I stand firmly that anyone who has a title, though, is our focus. So we are looking to stay, pretty laser focused on those who are carrying any sort of championship title.
Okay. And then what about the trios? I mean, I feel like we have a post show and we have a watch along for WoW. And you know what we've noticed is that there's not as many trios teams. Sometimes, it's kind of makeshift. Like you put 3 people together and they're not necessarily legitimately a team. Given that Animal Instinct is, a solid tag team, is there somebody that you would add, a WoW superhero that you would add to challenge that trios championship?
Absolutely. We are in the market, if you will, to have folks join our faction. We do not discriminate against feathers, fins, anything of the sort. So if there is someone that feels drawn and says, my animal instinct is really calling to me, that call of the wild, if you will, we would be more than happy to welcome them in and try to have, a little bit of a test run. I think you're right in that trios can be difficult, much like a tag team, right? Like there was speculation that my kitty and I had turned on each other by taking a moment apart. So I can only imagine when you add, a third, maybe a fourth, what we're looking at with that pink Lana Star faction right now, it can be hard to maintain relationships in a competitive field. So I think you just have to be very picky, and we would definitely have to vet whoever joined us, but we are interested in looking for someone as loyal and as dedicated to being at the top of their class, having a high standard, things like that, to join Animal Instinct and to take over the trios division as well.
Now, a little bit of, obviously you're a dog lover, so some dog questions. What is Alexander's kind of daily routine?
It does vary by day. However, he is so lucky, a luxurious life. He wakes up typically around 7 a.m. and we immediately like to get breakfast in because that is the most important meal of the day. And he doesn't let me forget it. It's honestly very good for me too. So we start with breakfast. It changes by day. He's on a strict diet because he's in training to be the star that he is. So we do breakfast. We'll spend some time outside and then he'll come inside and he likes to have his first nap of the day. After that, we typically will do some playtime, whether that be inside or outside in the yard. He helps me do some work because he's honestly very organized and efficient. I consider him my assistant, frankly. And then after that, we typically go for, dependent on the temperature. I live in Southern California, so obviously sometimes in the summer it's a little hot, but we like to do the walks in the afternoon. Sometimes they happen early evening. And that's where we really check in on the neighborhood, make sure there's no shenanigans happening. Everyone is staying in line.
Got it.
And so he'll get, that outdoor time there. We'll come home. Dinner will happen around between 6 and 8 p.m. He'll get dinner. Scattered throughout the day, he probably takes 3 to 5 naps a day.
Sounds like good life.
Yeah, I think that in order to be as, highly sought after as him, he has to remain well rested, and beauty sleep is part of that. And so then somewhere in the evening, we like to film some content, greet his fans online, and then he's usually ready for bed around 9:30 or 10 p.m. We'll settle in, watch a show, and then he'll snooze right next to me in bed because, let's be clear, this boy deserves to be in bed. I mean, come on, no floor sleeping.
There it is. There it is. So then the question now is, how do you, as far as a WoW superhero, what's your training or your daily schedule like?
I similarly wake up around the same time, eat breakfast. It's the most important meal of the day. And then I usually am at the training center training for 2-3 hours about 5 days a week.
Okay.
And then outside of that, I will do my own work. I have a very busy schedule and I'm also very sought after. So I'll do my computer work and things like that in the afternoon, maybe hit the gym for a weightlifting situation, like to come home and then set myself up for success the next day. I'll do any sort of cleaning or chores or anything like that that needs to be done. Typically it's not much because we pay people to do that, but I like to put in my fair share.
Yeah.
And so then I'll do that, prepare any meals or anything for a busy day coming up perhaps. And then settle in myself. And I typically will do my research in the evening, check out what other wrestling's happening. I may have a social engagement, whatever the day brings in the evening. And then I also like to be in bed. I typically am asleep and in bed by midnight, but usually
Okay.
around 11 p.m.
I like it. I like it. Now, since you started at WoW to now, there has been changes as far as girls going and coming, etc. What are the great things that you like about WoW? And what are the things that, if you were in charge, you would change?
I know what I would change right off the bat. I would be on the show every single week if I was in charge. I think that the ratings would be up. I think that the people would be thrilled, and you would hear less from me on social media complaining. In terms of what I love about the show, I think that it is such an incredible space for women of all shapes, sizes, everything to come and show what makes them unique, special, strong, and empowered. I love learning about niches that I'm unfamiliar with from, I think the environmentalists are constantly preaching what I would think is a very responsible message.
Right.
Even, dare I say, Coach Campanelli giving us tips and tricks on sports that I maybe am not as familiar with. I think that there's such a wide variety of talent on our roster, and there's something to learn from each and every one of them. And so I love the melting pot of WoW.
Nothing other than you being on the show all the time. There's nothing else that kind of stands out to you.
That, and I don't know, maybe allowing everyone to bring their pets. I just feel so fortunate that Alexander's allowed to come with me, but I do feel for those who are, not included in that, albeit they should have their lawyers negotiate their contracts so they can come. But I think it should just be written in there that, hey, if you've got a companion, bring them along.
I definitely agree. Does he go to the trainings with you as well?
He does. He'll come to training with me every now and again, but I like to send him to his own trainings during that time. So he'll practice things like his prance and things like that he needs for his shows. So we tend to train around the same time, but I do, if he's not booked, take him along with me.
Okay. And so I had the opportunity of speaking to David, I think a couple of weeks ago, and he gave me his top 5 superheroes. Who are your top 5 superheroes?
I would put myself as number 1.
Okay.
I would put my kitty cat as my number 2, my right hand kitty. My number 3, I'm going to say Terry Gold because she has a great name. I am going to throw Jungle Girl as my number 4. I have never gotten the chance to get in the ring with her, but I just feel like it would be a match to defy my career and honestly hers too. She'd be so lucky. And then number 5, who do I want to throw in there? This is tough, you see, because I don't tend to openly give folks their flowers as much as perhaps they deserve. But right now, I'm going to give the Classmaster her pat on the back. I think her championship reign has just been really inspiring. I think seeing what her and Samantha Smart have been capable of has been very intriguing to me. I've learned some things watching their matches, things that I didn't realize were possible. And so I will be taking what I've learned and implementing it myself into my practice. And albeit I do intend on going for that title, that's not going to live there forever. I will give her a pat on the back as a job well done.
So if you were to rewrite, the next 6 to 8 episodes of WoW, and of course, I definitely heard you as far as you being on every episode, but how would it play out? I'm assuming, championship for tag team and individual. How would that play out? Would Classmaster drop to somebody and therefore you would pick up that chance? Or how would you write that script?
You see, that's wonderful. That's a great question. I think that we would, have this match with the Mighty Mites. We would be victorious. Following week, I think we dive right into that tag team championship title. I think that the Lana Star faction, they need to go clean house and figure out what is going on with all of those folks.
Agreed.
So they don't need to be holding on to the titles right now. They have bigger issues. So I think they can just pass them off to us. We will happily hold and defend them. A week after that, I think, yeah, you're right. Classmaster, whomever is holding, I know she has a big title match coming up.
Mhm.
So whomever is holding the title at that point, I think a singles match with myself. This time I will be sure to have Katarina Jinx by my side
Yep.
because A, I've learned that that can be to my benefit, and B, I just hate the rumors.
Mhm.
So then I would win that title. And then from there, I think we would begin our journey in finding that trio's addition to our faction. So perhaps an open call to any superheroes who are interested, perhaps doing a little bit of our own recon, finding out who has an animal instinct of their own,
Mhm.
and then weeding it down and making an offer, and then turning straight to top tier and taking those trio titles because honestly, all we're missing is one little sliver of our pie, and then those can be right around our waist. So I suppose you could say my goal in the next 8 weeks would be to become the first three title holding superhero of WoW.
Okay. I mean, like I said, you to write it out. That sounds like a good plan. And then like how you maintain all three every episode would be a whole nother
It would be
story.
tough. It would definitely be tough, especially if folks are trying to have, title defenses happening in the same episode. But I don't think it would be too big of a challenge for us. I think Animal Instinct is fully capable of doing any kind of like tough challenge.
Mhm.
And so I'd be willing to see. I mean, the animal kingdom, it's kill or be killed. And frankly, we're not getting killed.
There it is. So we have the episode coming out this Saturday on all your local networks. Look at your local networks to find the channel where WoW is going to be showcased for you. Other than expecting you to win, you and Animal Instinct to win against the Mighty Mites, what else can we expect from this episode?
Let's see. So I believe that the new Gabriella Bruce has a match. I'll be
Mhm.
interested to see her back. Classmaster has a title match against Tormenta.
Mhm.
So it'll be tough. Those are both tough competitors. I've not faced Classmaster in the ring, but I have faced Tormenta. And as a tag competitor, she was very, solid in the ring. So I'll be interested to see her as she begins this singles kind of run that she's doing to
Mhm.
see how she sizes up to the 6'2" Classmaster. I mean, also with Samantha Smart in her corner, I just hope that Tormenta's ready and prepared for what's to come because that's no joke.
Yeah, it definitely is going to be a very interesting episode, like every episode. And I definitely hope you're successful, that we will see you on every episode from here on out. But with that being said, where can everybody find you?
Everyone can find me on social platforms. I am at Goldie Collins _wow. On X, I'm at Goldie C _wow. And if you just search Goldie Collins anywhere, I'm going to pop up because I'm the one and only.
There it is. And you can follow us everywhere. Like I said, we have our post show and watch along every Tuesday. So you can go to www.talkpod.com to see all that, as well as all social medias. My name is TK Trinidad. You can follow me everywhere at TK Trinidad. Thank you guys so much for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. Ciao for now.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WW Talk Pod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms, like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.